Hello and welcome. For far too long now, deeply concerned farmers, anxious business groups and increasingly worried private citizens have protested to the Dandaragan Shire Council that the community majority strongly oppose and flatly refuse social licence for the proven ecocide of fracking. As previously reported, the independent town surveys of Cervantes and Jurien Bay returned a resounding 95% plus, all emphatically opposed to this universally despised industry. These documented surveys were presented to the Dandaragan Shire President in public displays of resolute and non-negotiable community opposition in events displayed on this channel. Regrettably, there has been no meaningful response whatsoever. Council was made fully aware of the clear and present danger posed by fracking when it first reared its ugly head, but they unbelievably chose to ignore the incontestable proof of harm and unlawfully continue support of fracking despite exponentially growing community outrage. A good measure of political authenticity is to gauge the difference between what's promised and compare it to whatever outcome, if any, eventually takes place. In the controversy raging over the unwanted, fiercely resisted and intently despised eco-terrorism of fracking, the yawning chasm between promised support for community concerns as opposed to a belligerently stubborn pro-fracking council grows ever wider. We're reassured that council is working hard to understand public concern. Really? What sort of hard work is required to understand the simple fact that the community don't want this devastation despoiling their pristine region and that they flatly refuse to accept it? This distinctive message can't be any more unambiguous or unmistakably direct. It requires no hard work to understand that a united Dandaragan Shire community demand their precious water reserves remain unpolluted and not turned into carcinogenic, radioactive, toxic industrial waste for an unnecessary product that can't even meet its production costs. If anything needs hard work to understand, it's why on earth anyone could possibly sanction the criminal insanity of ecocidal fracking in the first place. Incredibly, Council still refused to accept the community mandate to adopt the repeatedly insisted upon no fracking policy. They have no invested authority or lawful remit to defy this non-negotiable community directive, yet in contemptuous disregard of authenticated community surveys, they refuse to publicly endorse a no fracking policy. The anti-fracking position was emphatically reinforced at the Shire-sponsored community consultation sessions where ratepayers were advised Council is listening carefully to the concerns of the townsfolk. Remember, these pivotal concerns are overwhelmingly focused on water protection and opposition to fracking. Well, if they are listening to community concerns, they don't appear to care much about them. The township community consultation sessions firmly established water protection as the foremost community concern that was heavily underscored by community surveys. And what's been the response? With insufferable intransigence, they point-blank refused to respect and acknowledge the community position. Telling crime gang government boss Colin Barnett that the people aren't happy won't accomplish anything. Many believe that this ongoing breach of trust makes Council unfit for purpose. A growing number contend that Council should be sacked because their actions are detrimental to the citizens, having abrogated its governance role to the rapacious fracking industry. Fracking is proven all around the world to contaminate and rape the land, poison the air and befoul the water for the exclusive benefit of mining interests while inflicting irreparable environmental damage and societal destruction upon defenceless communities. Such unmitigated community betrayal is unforgivable. However, my part in these regional proceedings is coming to an end because Cervantes Lodge has been sold and Dinnicker and I are moving to another location. I will continue with the fight to end the evil of fracking, the deliberate poisoning of water fluoridation and the many other battlefronts raging against globalist genocide. The CNN of Cervantes Network News will cease to exist and this channel will come under the sponsorship of Genie Graphics with a change in general format and presentation. The essence of speaking truth to grossly misplaced power while exposing systemic corruption will remain its core mission. When I first approached Council over fracking, I repeatedly put the question, does Council accept the key premise that the people are the foundation of government and law? They disingenuously ducked and weaved with slippery language and Orwellian doublespeak, yet consistently denied and declined to answer. Clearly, the intention is to never give an answer, which can only mean they reject the constitutional tenet and consider themselves above the law. It's up to the Dandaragan Shire community to show them that they are not above the law, and by collecting 100 ratepayers' signatures and demanding a special electors' meeting to present a vote of no confidence. This unacceptable situation can't and won't change until the people make it happen. Thank you for watching.